Greetings, greetings. Let me check my volume right quick. Yep, and I'll be just a second. Uh, Gotta make sure this volume is working. All right, let's see. All right, that sounds pretty good. Let me see. Let's turn this up a little bit. Mic check. Mic check. Check. All right, that sounds good. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, you gotta check these the audio connection because yesterday I was trying to stream and honey, it was acting up. I really want to go on my computer and start streaming so I can share some visuals with you guys, some videos and stuff. One second. Because I know a lot of people got that ADHD stuff, y'all can't focus in too long. This is boring. I don't see anything. Well, this is more like talk radio. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, I got something on my mind right quick. Hold up. Now I happen to be I fixed me a sandwich. I did my little exercising and stretching, and I'm feeling great. I said, well, let me take a bite, before bed. And I fixed me a little small size sandwich eating here. And this is loud. Hold on. Then I take a bite of my sandwich. And as I'm, sitting in front of my computer, I start strolling through YouTube videos and stuff and seeing who's live streaming or whatever. And this particular person whose stream I used to go to, um, I'm not about to give him any type of um, clout by mentioning his channel. I'll say he has a humongous well head. One second. Yeah, tonight my son want to mess with me because he know I'm streaming, so he want to make all kind of noise to mess my stream up. So ignore that, child. Let me get back to where I was. So hold up. Okay, so yeah, I'm sitting here, taking a bite of my sandwich, and I'm looking at the computer screen. I click on a live stream that happened to be, they live streaming, and so um, I was just listening in, and as I was listening into the combo, Miss Chantell was mentioned, okay, and I'm like, well, damn, I thought this was over. I have nothing to really do with this person anymore. But sometimes I click in on different channels that's live streaming just to see what the conversation is. Well, I happened to click in, my name came up. And the host was lying on Miss Chantel. And I'm like, what the hell is that about? Why would you? We talking about somebody 60 years of age. I don't expect that from old people. And 60 is really not old. 60 is a young if you take care of yourself, but he's old. Listen, this guy goes on to say Miss Chantel is basically stalking him. Um, Stalking him, and I went and DM him or something. I don't even know how to DM somebody. I've asked my kid, what's DM? He explained it. I still didn't get it. I don't DM. I don't even know what DM is. Or I think he said I went to a vlog or something. What? I don't know what vlog. The most I do on social media is YouTube video clicks. That's it. I don't have any other social media accounts. I don't know about Twitter and TikTok, and I don't even use Facebook. I'm only on YouTube. And it's usually cooking recipes, cooking different recipes and DIY videos and stuff like that. Or I'm listening to some, um, uplifting videos and stuff. And sometimes I go into FBA sectors and stuff like that. Okay. I would never go and stalk somebody on YouTube. Why would I do that? You didn't take my money. You haven't stolen my money. You haven't did nothing treacherous to me. You're just the idiot that say idiotic stuff on the airwaves. And I have a channel too. I can drag you through the dirt too, which I chose not to. We've had our spat, and that is over with. It is nothing, it's really childish. So as I'm tuned in, this person states the lie that I'm vlogging about him or DMing him or something. And I'm like, why would you make up such a lie? Why would you state that Miss Chantell is stalking you? You're too old for this. You're too old for it. I want you guys to hear this. I had to stop eating my sandwich. I'm like, the young lady he's selling it to, she like, really? I'm like, shit, I got the same expression. I'm like, what? Are you crazy? Why would you make up a lie like that, sir? Listen, I want you guys to hear it too. Listen to this big old head thing, hearted head. Listen. But are you making it apparent that you're only speaking about a subsection? Okay, yo, anybody hold on, Tyler, please. Are you making it apparent that you're only speaking about a subsection of black women because it's not the majority of black women that are like that? Maybe you are, but for people that are joining your panels holding the same views, or are they trying to just paint black women with the same brush? Because people don't want any criticism. What's still the criticism to be coming out of my mouth as a black man. And like I said, Dalville said, especially because I'm married to that woman from the continent. They feel that woman. Like I said, I have somebody put a blog. I think they're going to move of you. I'm sorry, that's how you refer to a wife, that woman. Oh my gosh. Right? It was that Chantell chick, right? Oh, he talking about me. Whole 3-page blog about me, right? What? Wait, what? Oh yeah, I read it the other night. Oh, I have the same expression as the young lady. She said, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "What?" A 3-page vlog about him. Saying what, sir? I don't fucking know you. I don't know anything about you. You're a weirdo, wacky cuckoo bird. You two whacked out to even admit your Caribbean roots. Basically asking himself things, man, blah blah blah. Elizabeth's sister, he employs them and whatnot, pays some low wages, whatnot. Now he talks bad about black women. And he went to a village and married an African lady, and he didn't pay his $35 dowry. Dowry, yeah, they call it dowry. And the guy who was from the country was telling them he's not legally married if he doesn't pay that $35 dowry and stuff. And so that's how I know about that. But listen, I don't know anything about this guy to be writing a 3-page blog. It's almost longer than an essay. A 3-page. Although I gotta laugh at this. A 3-page vlog or something. Like, I tell y'all, these people are crazy online. They are crazy. Like, if you're talking about Black women, don't you know Black women are listening in? And many of them, they'll take the time to do something like that because you're insulting them. But Miss Chantell is not going to waste her time on that because I see it as, this person is a cuckoo bird. He's foolish, he's floppy, and yeah, he just messed up in the mind. So I wouldn't dare do such a thing. But listen in. What did not say? It was Chantell. It was me. She only done. She basically, she won't. I mean, that's what he's saying. Oh, that. Like, I won't let it go that he's not married to a Black woman. Now, why would I care who the hell this guy is married to? And that's what people say. If I was married to a Black American woman, they say we're mad because they feel that I'm elevating African women over them. I'm not. Well, that's exactly what he does on his panel. That man is whacked out. Okay. Calling out behavior. Now, if I saw African women doing certain things one night and I thought it to me, I would say something. But when I'm seeing all the badges. So, anyways, let me break this down. This guy is so hurt that he can't get with a Black American. Let's say Black American, which is all women that's born and raised in America. He can't get a Black American woman that he really wants. So he finds himself going to an African village, messing with underage girls, marrying a little girl from a tribe, and a cannibal tribe at that. Trying to make us think. He's telling us, when I used to listen into the panels and him talking, I know Liberian history. Listen, the Africans that call themselves Liberians, they're not Liberians today. They are indigenous Africans who stole the country and stole the identity of Liberians. Liberians are American freedmen. Some came from Barbados and Haiti, from the Caribbean and Haiti. They are Liberians. But the indigenous Africans stole the country and stole the people's identity and began to call themselves Liberians. But they're not Liberians. They're indigenous African tribes of people. Right here in America, when you see an African saying that he's a Liberian, he's not a Liberian. He's an indigenous African tribal person. Liberians did not sell Africans. They were American freedmen looking to build a land or a nation up for freed people around the world to come and experience true freedom. The indigenous Africans there were still enslaving people by selling them to foreigners. They got there, they had to fight with the indigenous African tribes to stop them from selling people. So no, indigenous Africans are not Liberians. They stole the people's country and identity and ruined it in a matter of months. Now, they call themselves the Congos together, the American Liberians, Caribbeans, the Haitians, or whatever. They call themselves the Congo. All of those people had to flee, who was building that country up, Liberia. They had to flee to the white arms of white America, crying and screaming, "Save us from the cannibals." They ended up in America. Running from the indigenous tribal Africans in that country they built. So he went there recently and married a young lady from a tribe. There are no Congo people there anymore. All the Liberians are indigenous Africans calling themselves Liberians. So he went there and married a young lady. I know this from him speaking about this on his channel. He went there and married an African young lady from an African tribe, a cannibal tribe. And then he gets on his channel and he wants to talk bad about Black American women, just, I guess, Black women born in America and things like that. I don't take offense to it because you don't know me and I know you. You've spoken good enough that I know, like the scriptures say, what proceeds from a man's mouth comes directly from his heart. And darling, you have an issue with American women, the Black ones in particular, who don't want anything to do with you. This is the same guy I've heard complain about paying a storage bill. Well, how do you gonna pay a mortgage or car note or anything? You're complaining about a storage bill? Are you crazy? So yeah, I just wanted to make it understood that Miss Chantell stalks nobody. You didn't take anything from me or anything like that for me to be stalking you, or I don't even think highly of you like that. I think something is the matter with you. Any man, as I said on my live stream yesterday, that sit around and harp on black women and just it's childish, it's manless, it's boyish, it's giving punk, it's giving crybaby, it's giving I can't get what I really want, which is that black American woman. I can't afford her. Okay. So I just clicked on and come on live tonight to speak truth to lies. Don't you dare lie on Miss Chantell talking about I stalk anybody on YouTube. You're a liar. Now, let me speak on this since I'm already streaming. Listen, the difference between, let's have this commercial off. Dang. Yeah, the difference between FBAs and Pan Africans. FBAs, we get on here online to expose Pan African liars, Pan African deception, Pan African scams, Pan African's intent to erase foundational Black American lineage, history, culture, heritage, even coming at us trying to take over our lineage, culture, heritage, and identity. I mean, you're coming from different angles with it. You want to try to get Africans to promote Africanizing us, or you're going to sway us by saying we all flat black? Are you going to try to sway us by saying we all, the Africanizing, 90% African? Push along, sweetheart. Or you're coming with the foundational Black American delineation is a hate group, xenophobic. But you're a Jamaican, you're a Haitian, you're a Nigerian, but we can't be a foundational Black American. We can't have a particular name for ourselves to identify ourselves who come from chattel slavery here in America, because immigrants don't come from that. So it's a problem because we want to have our unique name for our unique culture here, that which you came to, not of, but came to be a part of. This is Pan-African stuff. They push hatred. This guy has sat on his panel and said numerous times how much he hates. He has expressed a great hatred towards foundational Black Americans. He has said out his mouth he hates us. Not that we care any, but he's expressed hatred. If you ever go to a foundational Black American panel, and there's plenty of them, they don't express hatred. Foundational Black Americans expose Pan African deception. We expose African liars who sit around talking about we with you, we won, we with you. Stop lying. You're not one with the very people in your own countries. You hate each other and you kill each other all day, every day. You fight each other. So you are not one with them, and you certainly not one when you come over here with us. And we expose that truth. We expose Pan African deception, scams, lies, and their hatred. Don't you dare try to say we're a hate group because you have never went to a foundational Black American panel and heard them saying they hate Africans or Caribbeans or Haitians. We expose them. And that's a difference. Foundational Black Americans expose you guys. Pan Africans and Africans, you hate. You push hatred. Calling us xenophobic because we want to gatekeep our culture and our identity and so forth. Trying to Africanize us, trying to tell us who we are. That right there alone tells me you're retarded. Anytime a nation of men come up to another nation of men and try to tell us who we are, well, I got the same thing with Trump say. I'm agree 100% with Trump. Hello, little boss. I'm gonna agree with 100% with what Trump said. You come from a hellhole, a shithole, and you got the audacity to come here and tell us what we need to fix? Are you retarded? This is how dumb Frank Zanuia is. Listen, he says he doesn't define culture as everybody else, what's in a dictionary. He defined it based on how people perceive you and your culture outside of your homeland. Sir, people perceive African cultures as wicked, like voodoo, wicked, hatred, cannibalism stuff going on. Like it's not perceived in a good light. If you want to ask the world how they see Africans, it's not a good perception, sir. So you don't want to go with that definition. Okay. So back to what I was saying. Miss Chantell don't have no, I'm gonna stalk this person because you married an African. Like, Lord have mercy. Like, what kind of I know people on here crazy and stuff, but when I heard that, I had to stop eating my sandwich, my good sandwich. I was like, did you just lie on me and say I'm harassing you, stalking you, writing 3-page blogs about you? If you don't take your silly, retarded ass down the street, I'm sitting up here, I think this person is whacked out to the fullest. You're a big old grown man, don't have one positive bone in your body, one positive thought in your mind. And you think I'm gonna take my dear time to write a three-page blog or something about you? Are you crazy? But that's the difference, people. And my content is based on foundational Black American listen. I'm all about foundational Black American progression in this country, survival and progression. In order to do that, we most certainly need to delineate. We have to delineate in order to survive and progress because we have enemies within that have infiltrated our culture, our lineage, our heritage. I mean, they cosplaying us to the fullest. In order for us to continue survival and progression in this country, because we're not trying to go to Africa, we have to delineate. Delineation exposes all the all the scamming and all the things that they were saying about us, how they try to ruin our culture by saying, oh, ooh, in all honesty, those people brought our culture level down, 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 down. They speak about, oh, Black American culture is this, that, and that. It's what you guys brought to our culture. That's why. World Star Hip Hop is not foundational Black American. All them ratchet TV shows, reality shows, that's not foundational Black American. No, it's not. Luke with all the drop, show that coochie and head and more head and more head. that's not that's not foundational Black American. You understand what I'm saying? That's you guys. Don't put that on us. Listen, I hope my music not too loud. Hold on. Where was I? I was talking about exposure. Exposure of let me turn this down. Um, I was talking about exposure. Now, when it comes to, because he's talking about, I guess we're jealous of, this guy is not even a foundational Black American. And as a foundational Black American woman, a true foundational Black American woman with no immigrant lineage, baby, I'm around my people all the time. And I can tell you, my fellow sisters, they're not worried about any man going towards white, Chinese, or anything else. We just see you as no brainers and we keep it moving. We are out here living and celebrating ourselves. And a lot of men can't stand this. The ones that's tore up from the floor up, they can't stand to see us celebrating ourselves. Black women walking around here with a pocket full of money, businesses and all thriving. And they can't stand to see that. She's taking care of her kids, a loan, paying a house mortgage and all. They can't stand to see it. It hurts them. And I can understand that. As men, you feel like you're not needed. Some of you feel you can't afford to take care of a family. And that's simply because you don't invest in trying to take care of a family. If you wanted to take care of a family, you would do what you need to do to get yourself to a level where you can afford to take care of a family that's going to cherish you and cater to you. But you want a family, but you don't want to provide. You don't want to be a protector, a provider, nor a leader of your family. You want your woman to work for you and bring the check home to you. There's African men that do that too. Now, I told you I had a few African lady friends some years ago, and them sisters used to talk in front of me about what those men used to do to them, how those men used to expect them to hand over their whole paycheck. And of course, when they got to America, they woke up and was like, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Okay. They got Americanized and dipped. Cheers, baby. So I understand a man's position when he feel he he don't fit the part. He may not be good enough looking for a lot of women. But listen, when it comes to a certain age bracket, when you clock them 40s, people don't tend to your looks so much. They tend to whether or not you're mentally capable of providing what they need and they provide what you need. Giving each other what's needed. The looks and all that goes out the window when people clock their 40s. Trust me. People link up because they don't want to be alone. And if you're in your 40s and you still moving, complaining about paying a woman's what they call it, storage unit. Come on now, they got young boys will pay that in a second. Okay, us foundational Black American women, we foundational Black American women, we are not bothered by any men and what they say. We're living and having fun, enjoying ourselves. Too many girl groups out here traveling the world, linking up and traveling, having fun. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Miss Chantell just did a live stream yesterday. And in my live stream, I promoted sisters to be celibate until marriage. Save yourself. Save yourself for somebody who will cherish you. For somebody, know your self worth, first of all, and save yourself for somebody who will cherish you, not drag you down by talking crazy stuff out their mouth like a child. For somebody who will uplift you, and vice versa, you uplift him. Save yourself from somebody with inferiority complex issues. They don't feel, they let this society judge them based on what they have and don't have. So they measure themselves by their assets. Listen, that's the kind of person that'll drag you down, ladies. That's the kind of person that'll use you to try to get ahead. And when they do, they're gonna go try to upgrade. They're gonna be ungrateful for your help. Let a man learn how to become a man on his own. Upgrade yourself. That's the kind of men that want women to upgrade them. They're looking for women, a nurse with a nurse. What my friend said, girl, these men just want a nurse with a purse. That's what they're looking for, a nurse and a purse. They want you to nurse them and give them your money. Now, I'm not here to tell nobody what to do. I don't get in people's lane. That's your business and your decisions in life. But I tell you this much. Your decisions will lead you on a certain path. And if you be a dummy for love, because you want to be cressed up or something by some idiot, you will certainly end up on these YouTube channels crying with the rest of them. But black men are dust bags, and there it is. Just like men are crying about black women, oh, they this and they that and they that. It's based on their decisions they made in life. Some of them were abused by women. And this particular guy, I think he was in an abusive relationship, and that woman abused him greatly. He reminds me of an abused animal. You know those animals that have been abused? And that's very unfortunate. That's a sad thing. I hate to even think about something like that. Somebody is a pet owner and they're abusing the animal so badly. Oh, that poor animal be so traumatized and distraught. And some people, because they have good people out here, believe that. Some good people get a hold of that animal and they nurse that animal back to a stable emotional place. That animal be so distraught and traumatized. But thank God somebody come along and nurse them back to a stable place in their mental. And that's what this guy reminds me of. He reminds me of somebody that was in a very abusive relationship. And he takes it out on all black women because, a black woman obviously did it to him. And he allowed is the key word. He allowed himself to be abused. And so now he's full of hatred towards Black women. Hey, buddy, I didn't do you anything. Don't bark at me and try to bite at me. I am not your enemy. I don't even know you. I would like to see you healed. Get healed. Okay? Get healed. You talk about scriptures, but in scriptures, we taught to love ourselves. You got to love yourself. And love yourself does not equals putting somebody else down. That's not love. That's not love of self. I love myself, so I uplift other women. When I'm talking about celibate until marriage, that's because I want the ladies to be good physically, mentally, and spiritually. Because I'm good spiritual, mentally, and physically. And I know that's a good route to take, celibate until marriage. Know your worth. Don't settle for less. Why? There's a gazillion upon gazillion upon a gazillion upon a gazillion men out here in this whole wide world. And trust me, you will come across some good man out there that will cherish you. If you don't settle for less, you will meet them. Okay? So I think he was probably touched by my stream last night. Let me close this up. Hold on. How do you do this? Wait a minute. My computer's still pretty new. I'm still getting used of it. But I closed it off. But yeah. He probably heard my stream yesterday and wasn't feeling it. Because like I said, Miss Chantell, 1 second. Miss Chantell uplift the women and say, hey, don't settle for less. Don't settle for less. And you know, broken men, that's what they want. They want a woman who doesn't value herself. They want a woman who will serve them. 1 second, let me get back to the stream. I mean, completely told a whole lie on Miss Chantell, talking about I stalked. Hold on 1 second. So yeah, I lost my thought because I was reading some YouTube channels what they streaming about. But yeah. Basically, that's all I have to say. I pretty much I'm a happy woman. I don't have to target anybody with any kind of anger because I don't have anger, thank God. Because I don't allow people to F me over. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nobody about to F me over, honey. It's not allowed. I'm not gonna allow it. Okay. So therefore I don't have to be angry at anybody else. And if somebody did F me over, but trust and believe, I'm gonna aim strictly for that person, nobody else but that person. See the kind of people I don't like? People that let somebody F them over and then they want to take it out on the whole world. You need to aim properly, baby, to the very person that did it to you. Don't take it out on everybody else. Don't do that. But anyway, all of that is childishness and hurt people hurt people. You know what I mean? Because I would never sit on YouTube and lie on somebody and be like, this person did this person said this. I just don't, the line is just a sign of, to me, you know, you got some wickedness in there you need to resolve. Ain't nobody perfect, but when you get the line for no reason, you're just lying. Mm-mm. There's no need to be talking to people like that. No proof or anything that it was me. Just flat out this lady going around blogging about me. I even gotta laugh at that. A 3-page blog or something, like, are you crazy? Shit, I ain't even about to write 3 sentences about you. What am I gonna say? So that's the difference. Let me get into some Pan African talk while I'm at it. Okay, listen, listen, people. Well, first, let me say this. A lot of people, even in foundational Black American ethnic group, and this is across the race lines. It's just people in general. A lot of people, they gotta heal before they get into these relationships and stuff. They need to heal first. Healing involves loving yourself, teaching yourself to love yourself, to take care of you, because you can't control other people in this life. You just can't. Your focus is on you. If you can properly help them, you can help them, but you just don't have the power like that to control people and their decisions. You can only make the best decisions for you and allow other people to make the best decisions for themselves. So you have to maintain your peace of mind, your happiness. You have to make decisions that will lead you on a path of happiness and peace. I'm not going to get with somebody I know clearly this ain't going to work out, because I know what I want. I know what I'm looking at and hearing, and I don't want this. So it doesn't even make sense for me to give it a chance. So yeah, a lot of these people, they're not healed. They get on here to vent, and that's all it is. That's what I see it as. People that's hurt and they get online to vent their feelings, try to make other people feel just as crappy as they feel about themselves. Criticize women's hair. What kind of man sit around and criticize women's hair? Are you serious? If I saw my son online criticizing women's hair and clothing, I'd be like, what kind of gay shit is that? Excuse me, sir, why are you doing such a thing? What's the problem? Don't be telling me somebody hurt your feelings, you allowed it. Don't. You're taught to love yourself no matter. Love you first. The one thing my dad taught me, and he still says today, uh, just don't let nobody F you over. He was big on that. My mom is the opposite. She's a woman. She catered to her husband. 40 something years, my mom was with her husband. She catered to him. But my dad, mm-mm. You'll be happy long as you don't allow people to crap you over. So, anyways, let me roll over into some FBA talk versus Pan African. And I want you to know again, foundational Black Americans, they don't push hatred. You don't hear foundational Black Americans saying they hate people. You don't hear that. You hear them exposing immigrants for cosplaying us, for trying to take our reparations, hijack our reparations. I mean, you clearly showed yourself as an enemy to foundational Black Americans. You out here talking about voting against reparations for us, and you a Black immigrant? You out here doing all kind of stuff that goes against foundational Black American progress in this country? Talking about we don't deserve to have reparations, but Black immigrants deserve to come over here and get reparations and all kind of programs and everything, but we don't. They tell us we begging when we ask our government for reparations so we can better our communities and so forth. And I told you I'm gonna do a live stream on this to go in detail about what's really going on. But we expose people, Black immigrants, for their behavior, going against our reparations movement, going against going against everything we stand for in this country as foundational Black American people. Try to hijack our reparations all the way to Africa. I mean, these are the same people who were saying no, Black Americans, I mean, foundational Black Americans shouldn't get reparations, but in turn try to hijack our reparations all the way over to Africa. Coming to America, going against our reparations. These are not your friends. We can't count you as friends. Allies, what? So foundational Black Americans are exposing this stuff. We're exposing these immigrants that come here and work against us. Period. That's what we're doing. And Trump knows that we're down with the get rid of them because you're clearly an enemy towards foundational Black American survival and progression in America. Clearly. But you never hear foundational Black Americans actually saying we hate those people. You never hear such a thing. But you can go to a Pan-African channels and you will hear them calling us slaves. And matter of fact, slavery exists around the world due to African mentality. Don't you know Das communities, descendants of slaves, Das communities exist because of African kingdoms. This is the mess of African kingdoms trafficking people, selling them to foreigners. When you criticize people for being slaves, it's like you're proud to have come from a nation that, come on, this. They say the most awful things. They call us slaves, which we are not slaves, the ancestors were. They say despicable, awful things. Coming from their own country, running and fleeing from their own country to this country to wag their fingers at us. But they have their own country that they're fleeing from because they done shit it all over the place and ruined it and don't want to fix it up or anything and come over here and harass us and tell us, as Trump said, these people are crazy. That's exactly what the president said. He said, you come from hell, killing each other, running around killing each other, and you come over here and try to wag your finger at us. And the man say, you guys are garbage. The president said it. And he said not just Somalians, other countries too. We don't have to say it because he said it. And it shows a lack of manliness when you come to another person's country and try to tell them what they're doing wrong. And you coming from the worst of the worst. You should shut up. You know what I'm saying? You probably want to be quiet and fix yourself. I be hearing them on here saying all kind of despicable stuff. I'm like, you know where you come from? We know where you come from. Everybody knows. Do you know how the world sees you? A lot of you guys go around to other countries pretending to be foundational Black Americans because everybody with a bird-sized brain, even if you got a bird-sized brain, you know that Africans and foundational Black Americans who born and raised, not just born and raised, who are descendants of chattel slavery here in America, we're not the same as immigrants. We're not Africans. Everybody in the whole world knows this. Everybody in the whole world knows this. Foundational Black Americans are not Africans, and Africans are not foundational Black Americans. Caribbeans are not foundational Black Americans, and foundational Black Americans are not Caribbeans. Everybody in the world knows it. Yeah. So that's the difference. We expose, but we're not tribal minded. We don't hate like you guys. We don't hate you. We expose you for who you are, who you truly are. Okay? There's the difference. We expose you. And I'm going to say this again before I wrap it up. Foundational Black American women, which I am on both sides, all the way through and through, my lineage traced through here, through American soil. I don't know nothing about no African and all that kind of stuff. I don't have nothing to do with that. We don't have no ties to the continent or nothing. Just nothing, nothing, nothing. There's a whole bunch of people in the world that have African bloodline that was sold around the world. Go harass them and tell them they're Africans and stuff and see won't they beat your asses. Okay? Listen. Foundational Black American women, we're not concerned about anybody who don't like us because we know we the shit. We know we studied women. We know this. Okay. So you're not bothering nobody spewing some, you're not bothering us. I'm not bothered by it. Who bothered by it? About a man that sounds miserable, spewing crap about women. You sound unhappy, baby. You sound unhappy. You need to get some healing in your life. Okay. So that's all I wanted to say tonight. I was not expecting to do a live stream. I was actually going to bed early tonight. Watch me a nice movie and go to bed early tonight. I was watching this TV show. Oh, I made a mistake and click that on. But I was watching this TV show that I'm really like into and just relaxing. And when I was eating and I heard that, I had to stop and wait, hold on, let me speak truth to those lies right quick. Miss Chantell don't do that, sir. I don't harass people. I don't stalk people. I don't, sir, you ain't did me nothing. You ain't took no money from me or anything like that. Okay, so you just be on here saying stupid stuff that don't bother me. It's gonna come back for you, boomerang right back to you. Okay. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to hop on here and speak truth to lies. Don't you ever accuse me of harassing, stalking anybody online. I ain't that type of person. I ain't about to put that kind of energy into no clownish person online. Are you crazy? So now you guys know that's lies. And you also know the difference between foundational Black Americans online and Pan-African/Africans online. Foundational Black Americans online, we expose Pan-African and African deception, scams, lies, and intent to erase our foundational Black American culture, heritage, and history. And some of you want to Africanize us. And that is a form of trying to erase our culture, our identity, history by trying to Africanize us, put an African cloth on us. We're not Africans. And anybody with a brain, you can have a pea-sized brain, you should know there's a difference between us. We share nothing in common. So now you know. And Africans get on here and they lie and they scam and so forth. Okay. So, anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. You guys have a good night and take care. You know, heal, get healed. Take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually. Get healed. Go to church or something. Ask the church to pray over you. If you feel like you're just a liar for no reason, you'll be lying for no reason and talking bad about people, you know, who ain't do you nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Get some healing. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think about the video and good night.